So we learned 3 principles of design last week, unity and variety, balance, and scale and proportion. So today we're going to continue to see the rest of the principles of design, emphasis and subordination, and pattern and rhythm. So let's see emphasis and subordination first. So emphasis. Emphasis is emphasis and subordination are complementary concepts. And when you emphasize something, we draw attention to it. So this is a valuable part of communication that allows us to set some things apart. In art, emphasis is the principle by which an artist draws attention to content. So let's look at this work of art. So sometimes an artist is interested in emphasizing an entire work in its wholeness, like this work of art. So the whole gentle waves are emphasis in this work of art. And emphasis can be used to draw attention to a large portion of a work. And sometimes an artist wants the emphasis to encompass a significant area, but not quite the entire surface like this work of art. So the large, this large white shape with the pointy wood lines is emphasis in this work of art. So plenty much large portion of emphasis can be shown in work of art. Now let's look at focal point. Can you guess what's focal point in art?
Like the main object?
Mm-hmm. The main object. Yes, that's right. So the focal point is a specific spot to which one's attention is directed. An entire work, a broad area within a work of art, multiple areas, and even specific points can be emphasized as focal point. An artist can emphasize focal points using line, implied line, value, color, like any of the elements of art. So let's look at this painting by Marc Chagall, The Falling of Icarus. So Chagall was a Russian French artist during world wars. So can you guess which part is focal point in this painting? It's pretty much easy.
The fallen angel.
The man?
That's right. Yes, the falling Icarus. Yes. So in this painting, Chagall draws attention and illustrates a critical moment from Greek mythology. Chagall's version's Icarus is the focal point, distinctly set apart from the light sky, not only by his position at the top and the center of the work, but also by the use of bold red, yellow, and blue, the primary colors, to depict the falling figure. Very good, everyone. Let's see the subordination. So the opposite of emphasis is subordination, which means it is a less visually interesting area. So artists choose carefully which area to emphasize or subordination in order to heighten the impact of their artworks. So now let's find the emphasis, focal point, and subordination in some examples. So let's look at this oil painting. So which part is emphasis portion in this painting? Can you find it?
I would say the man and with the red t-shirt, I think.
Very
'Cause
good.
it stands out.
So the man with the road, the whole part can be the emphasis in this work of art. And the man is the focal point in this emphasis area. And how about the subordination? Which part is subordination?
The ships.
Yes, the ships and the,
The sea?
yeah, the sea and the rest of the, the nature in the background, all of the,
And the boat.
yes, yeah, the back, guy with the dog, yes. So these little figures and the animal can be subordination in this work of art. So except for the emphasis area, the whole parts can be subordination.
So Professor, emphasis is like the where we're focusing on, and like subordination is like the background.
Yes, subordination is background. That's right. That's right.
The
So,
foreground, right?
so the emphasis can be the main area of the work, can be main subject, and then the subject area and the main subject can be focal point, like this. Yes, and the rest of the part, the less interesting part, you mean the background, can be subordination. Yes, very good. How about this work? So which part is emphasis in this work of art?
The man and its child
Boy.
or grandchild. I don't know, but and also the
child,
light
yeah.
source in the background.
Yes. It's kind of a tricky work of art because the background is still, very light and the figures are dark, right?
Yeah.
But the emphasis part is these figures. Yeah, these figures. So the artist used the light in a reversed way, to make an emphasis in these two figures with the dramatic lighting, effects. So very interesting painting. So let's focus on this emphasis area, and which figure is focal point in this emphasis area?
The guitar or the instrument he has.
Yeah, the instrument. And who's holding the instrument?
The boy.
Little boy.
Yeah, the little boy. So the little boy has a little light on it, right? With the the instrument. So he is the focal point between these two figures. Now, how about the subordination? Which part is subordination?
The table and the table in the background.
Yes.
The floor.
Yes, the floor. Yeah, the wall, the everything, the whole thing, except for these two figures is subordination. Very good. So let's see one more example. No, actually two more examples. So this one is easiest one. So where is the emphasis part in this painting?
The woman's face and her top of her clothing.
Mhm.
Again. The
Actually,
light.
So actually this light area is emphasis. How about the focal point?
The wall.
The candle
The candle.
Candle and
and the woman.
yeah, the woman's face.
The detailing on her her sleeve and she's doing like this, leaning against her palm, her hand.
Mm-hmm.
That would be considered a
Mhm.
vocal.
The skull?
How about the skull?
No, her hand. No.
Oh,
when
her
she's-
hand, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So this part is emphasis with the candle. Very good. Now, how about the subordination?
Mm, I don't know if that's a skull that she's holding. I think
Yes,
that-
she's holding the skull. Yes,
Yeah. I
yeah.
think that could be one, and maybe the books,
Mm-hmm. The books, yes.
and maybe
And
her legs as well, her feet.
yeah, her
Um,
feet, yes. All the dark area
Mhm.
is, yeah, can be the subordination. Very good. How about this one? Which area is emphasis?
I
Okay,
would
that's
say the
about to get shot.
man. Yeah.
The man is actually the focal point.
Mm.
And surrounding this innocent guy, the light area is emphasis.
Mm.
Now, how about the subordination?
Mm,
The building in the back
Mm-hmm. The building,
and the soldiers that
Yeah.
are with
the
the rifles.
People, the
soldiers.
soldiers, yeah.
Yes, the soldiers can
Gun.
be, yeah, subordination. But the gun can be in the emphasis area,
mm,
Because
Yes.
it's light.
Because the guns is pointing this innocent guy, yeah,
Yeah.
which is important in this story. Yeah.
What about the guy who's on the floor? The two men that are bleeding. What
Mhm.
part would they be categorized in?
So I'd rather say this dead bodies can be this emphasis because this is this is a part of the main story, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
In this light area. So the whole light area can be the emphasis.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, very good. So this is Francisco de Goya's painting. And Goya was a Spanish romantic painter and a printmaker, and he is considered the most important Spanish artist of the late 18th and early 19th centuries. So this is a historically great and important painting. So please, there is a video in the Moodle room in week 4.1. So please watch the video for your understanding this amazing painting.
Professor, this
Yes.
brand Goya is so famous here in the U.S. I mean, there's a brand called Goya, and it's so famous in the U.S. and it's a Hispanic brand. So now it makes sense why it's a Hispanic brand, because they use this Hispanic artist, as an influence for the brand.
Mm-hmm. So he was born in Spain. So yeah, that's why he's called like a Spanish artist. And I'm not sure he moved to the United States, during the World Wars. So and as I know, he was born in Spain, and then he worked with the Spanish, the historical events, um, to represent the anti-war. So that's why the most of the art history books says the Francisco de Goya is the Spanish artist, I guess. But some of the artists they ran from the war and then moved immigrated to the United States, and they kept working on their work of arts. But this artist still dealt with their country's issues. So I guess they said like the Francisco de Goya is a Spanish artist. All right. So now let's talk about pattern. So we saw the pattern when you learned the 7 visual elements last week. As you know, pattern is any decorative, repetitive motif or design in abstract ideas. So let's see it in detail. An artist can use repetition of a pattern to impose order on a work, but simple repetition can become more complex and make a work even more interesting when the pattern changes. Sometimes artists use alternating patterns to make a work more lively. So a design repeated as a unit in a pattern is called a motif. Motifs can represent ideas, images, and themes that can be brought together through the use of pattern. An artist can create a strong, unified design by repeating a motif. So for example, there is a unit design with the square and the triangle shapes, which is a motif. And when it repeats, it makes a pattern like this. Chuck Close uses a motif to unify his paintings, and Close uses a repeated pattern of organic concentric rings like these. There are lots of organic shapes rings and set into a diamond shapes as the basic building blocks for his large compositions. And these motifs, which appear as abstract pattern when viewed closely and visually, solidify into realistic portraits of the model. Amazing self-portrait work of art.
Very detailed and colorful.
Yes, yes.
I like it.
He's actually he's one of the artists of the photorealism, and when you see his realistic self-portrait work, you're gonna get shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So there are 4 kinds of rhythm. Okay, so I'm sorry. So let's see the rhythm. So rhythm is basically it's a repetition, and it is a basic part of our world. And there are 4 types of rhythm. So first one is visual rhythm, and the second one is simple repetitive rhythm, and the third one is progressive rhythm, and the last one is alternating rhythm. So let's see one by one. So visual rhythm depends on the repetition of accented elements, usually shapes. So literally show a rhythm in visual way like this sculpture. Now, and simple repetitive rhythm is repetition by using the same shape, same shape and size, color and value, line or texture over and over again. So that is a simple repetitive rhythm. And the progressive rhythm. So repetition that regularly increases or decreases in frequency creates a progressive rhythm as the eye moves faster or slower across the surface of the work. So for example, capturing slow motions by the photograph can be progressive rhythm. And alternating rhythm. So artists can intertwine multiple rhythms until they become quite complex. The addition and alternation of rhythms can add unpredictability and visual excitement. So the idea of rhythmic sculpture helps us understand how artists divide visual space into different kinds of sections to achieve different kinds of effects. So in this painting, the artist instantly reminds us to the slow physical rhythms created by the brute strength of these the cows or beasts, and the irregularity of the plowman's steps, as all of them, man and cattle, work together to turn the weighty soil. So that's it for the principles of design. And we have a sketchbook project related to this chapter. Okay. Okay, so the second sketchbook project in this course is asymmetrical balance drawing. So let's see what it is. Okay, so let's remind unity and variety first. So unity is the sense of oneness, and the variety is the differences in art. We learned it last week, right? And all artworks includes unity and variety together. And we learned compositional unity, conceptual unity, and gestalt unity. And also we learned balance. So balance refers to the heaviness or lightness in the work of art. So there are two types of balance the artist use. The one is symmetrical balance, which is the mirror image of the shapes or forms on the either side of an imaginary axial dividing line. And the asymmetrical is the two sides that do not correspond to one another in size, shape, and placement. So we saw these popular 6 asymmetrical balance types in the last week. The first one, large form is visually heavier than the smaller form. And the second one, dark value form is visually heavier than the light value form of the same size. And excuse me, the number 3, textured form is visually heavier than a smooth form of the same size. And number 4, a complex form is visually heavier than a simple form of the same size. And number 5, 2 or more forms can balance a larger one. Number 6, a smaller dark form can balance a larger light one. So we're gonna use one of these for your asymmetrical drawing. So for this sketchbook project, you will need a sketchbook, pencil, eraser, and any color medium you have. So here is the steps in detail. So step 1, please choose one simple object or theme. And step 2, choose one of the asymmetrical balance types you just saw. We just saw these 6 asymmetrical balances, and please choose one of them, and you're gonna apply it with the object you choose. And then number 3, make a composition based on asymmetrical balance type you choose. And number 4, consider of unity and variety in the composition and apply it. And number 5, draw your ideas and color it. So like the first project, you can just post the beginning steps of your artwork, or you can just write your plans, but you have to finish your artwork by the end of the course. So when you post your work process or work plans in the Moodle room tonight, you should write what you describe, and you should write which asymmetrical balance type you use, and please write how to show the unity and variety in your work of art. So I will share a sample I made. So is this okay? All right, so I chose for the object, I chose a circle and the sphere shapes, and I chose the number 5 asymmetrical balance type. More small forms can balance larger one. So I made a circle ball, I made a ball like this. And then I repeated 2 more balls to make small forms. So, and I saw these balls and it seems like too boring. So I added the background with the ball, with the circles like this, with the to create it by creating the space in this work of art. So so by the way I using the ball and the circle can be the gesture to unity, the repetition of the similar forms. And for the variety, I used different patterns on the balls, the circle, a star, and triangle shapes on the balls, so to create the variety and interesting in the work of art. And I used different colors for the balls, for the variety. And then I could make it the background space like just a horizontal, but I made I gave it angled like that, so to make a dynamic, so that can be one of the factor of the variety. So you can design like that, or I will show you more examples. Um, so all right. I will share more examples for your understanding. So please do not copy these samples. Please create your own artwork. So this is just reference, just to get some inspiration. So like this, most of landscape drawing or painting is using the asymmetrical balance type. So this is the one of the the number 5 asymmetrical balance, the landscape drawing. So on the left side, there are small forms, and on the right side, there is a larger form. And here's another landscape painting. So on the left side, there is a larger form. On the right side, there is a smaller form. So the artist used the similar technique and similar colors, the warm colors, to make a unity. But suddenly, the artist used the cold color in the middle of the painting to make a variety. And this is Vincent van Gogh's work. So he used this number 6 asymmetrical balance type. So on the left side, there is a small and dark form. And so this whole background, the light background, can be the light form, light and large form. So for the unity, Vincent van Gogh used the bluish color for whole painting, but for some parts, he used yellowish color to create the differences in this work of art. And this is the Renaissance master Michelangelo's painting in the fresco painting in the Sistine Chapel. Sistine Chapel, I'm sorry. So he used the first asymmetrical type. So on the right side, there is a larger form. On the left side, there is a smaller form. And this is Cézanne's still life painting. So most of still life painting is also using the asymmetrical balance. So as you can see on the left side, there is a small dark form, and on the right side, there is a large light form with the fruits, the colorful fruits, and the white fabric on the table. And this is one of the great example for the number 6 asymmetrical balance type with the variety and the unity. So the artist create this, the colorful piece of cake, as the dark small form. And this brown piece of cake can be the light large form. And as you can see, the background is just brownish and gray. So looks like, saturated with this brown piece of cake. So the artist created unity with this saturated colors. On the other hand, the artist used this colorful piece of cake for the variety. So this design looks very interesting. And this is Yin Yang drawing. Looks so cute. So as you can see on the right side, there is a dark form, and on the left side, there is a light form with the same size. So it can be the second asymmetrical balance type. And the artist used this the cute I don't know, it looks like an alien to me.
Maybe wearing masks, maybe mask,
Mask,
possibly.
yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
maybe,
I don't
yeah,
know. Or like gloves that are blue and a
yeah,
mask that's blue, but it is very cute.
yeah.
I like
It is. But the artist drew the different pose, so to create the variety in this work of art. So it looks very cute work. And this geometrical design is using the second asymmetrical form. On the left side, the dark form, and the right side with the light form, and these are the same size. So yeah, that's it. Do you have any question about this project?
No, Professor.
Yes.
And it's due this tonight, right?
Yes. So by tonight, I need you to post your work process, and please reply to your peers work of ours by tomorrow. So everyone, please go to week 4. And then go find. So when you're ready to post to your asymmetrical drawing process, then please go to Sketchbook 4.1 in week 4. And please post with this, the description of your work and asymmetrical balance type you use, and then unity and variety in your work of art. And this is a video to create asymmetrical balance. So please watch it, get some inspiration, and